Neil. Hello. Shall we say hello, year one? So, Neil, we've been thinking all about space today, and we've got some great questions to answer. Do you think you could help us?
I think I can.
Okay. Who has got a question that they would like to ask Neil about being an astronaut and being on the moon? Balneet.
Did you see a satellite?
Did you see any satellites when you were on the moon?
Oh, yes. I saw lots of natural satellites, which are moons around other planets. There were not many man-made satellites because I was the first man on the moon.
Shall I show you the class so you can see them all?
Yeah.
Because I've not done that yet. I'm just hola. There's year one. Can you see yourselves on the bottom of the screen, year one?
Yeah.
There we go. I'll leave it like that. So, who's got another question they would like to ask Mr. Armstrong? Logan.
Did you see Earth?
Did you see Earth?
Yes, I can see Earth. Can you see Earth over my shoulder up here?
Yeah.
That's the view of Earth from outside the Eagle buggy that I'm in at the moment.
That's space. Oh, Mr. Armstrong. Sorry.
What do you think the white things are? What, on this up here, what do you think the white
Good
things are?
question, Mr. Armstrong. I'm good. Sorry, Toby. I'm going to ask Lucas to answer that.
Is it clouds?
He said, was it clouds?
It is the clouds. Well done. What do you think the blue is on it?
The blue on the picture. What do you think it is? Tony Dunn.
Is it the sea?
He says, is it the sea?
It is the sea.
Fantastic.
And what do you think the green bit is?
The green bit. What do you think the green bit is, Charlie?
Grass.
He says, is it grass?
It's the land, it is. You can't see a lot of detail because I'm very, very high up.
It's very small. Fantastic. Have we got another question to ask Neil?
Yeah.
What question would you like to ask Cole?
How hungry are you?
He says, how hungry are you?
I'm very hungry. Do you know what I would really like?
What would you like?
I would really like some freshly made waffles and maple syrup. Everything up here is all dried and I have to mix it with water.
Ooh,
It's not very nice.
interesting. What question would you like to ask Abigail?
What kind of planets can you see?
What kind of planets can you see?
From here I can see Earth, because you can see Earth over my shoulder, and the next nearest planet is called Mars, and it's the red planet, and that's over my other shoulder. Can you see there?
Yeah.
That's Mars.
Lovely. What question would you like to ask Lucas?
What is it like being in space?
Super question. What is it like being in space?
It's a little bit weird because if I don't have what's called atmosphere in my spacecraft, I just float around all over the place. I can't touch the floor. I bounce off walls. So that's a little bit strange. I have to walk around with this on my back all the time because there's no oxygen. So this is all the air you breathe down on Earth is in my backpack here, and that helps me breathe while I'm in space.
Oh, how strange, Neil. Now then, let's see. Has anyone else got any other questions? I would like... Kyle, have you got a question?
What is oxygen?
What is oxygen?
Oh, what is oxygen? Oxygen? That's a difficult question.
It is, Neil.
It's in the air that you breathe. If you don't have oxygen, then you can't breathe. And why do we need to breathe?
Ethan Goldsborough.
To help you live.
To help you live, he says.
That's right. If you don't have oxygen, you can't breathe and you won't live.
Fantastic. Who's got a question to ask Toby?
What's it like being on the moon?
So he says, what's it like being on the moon? A very similar
Right,
question
when I
there.
stepped onto the moon, the surface is very dusty and very fine. There's no water on the moon. Lots and lots of rocks. There's no plants. but when you step, because there's very, very little gravity, what's keeping you on Earth at the moment, if you didn't have gravity, you'd all be floating around your classroom. There isn't much gravity on the moon, so I can do huge jumps, jump 6 times higher on the moon than I can on Earth.
So would you win a high jump competition then?
I would win the high jump competition, yes.
Wow. Casey.
What's the moon made of?
Casey wants to know, what is the moon made of? Because there was a bit of an argument in year 1 about whether it was made of cheese or not.
No, the moon isn't made of cheese, it's made of rock. And it's very dusty and it's very hard. There's no water and it's just lots and lots of rocks. I'm currently sitting in a crater called the Sea of Tranquility.
I thought it was
Super.
made of cheese.
Okay. William, what's your question?
Can you jump 6 times higher?
Well, what did Neil just say? He said that you could jump 6 times higher, didn't he?
Can you show it?
Well, he can't show us now because he's in his spacecraft, so it'd be very difficult. Lexi, what was your question?
Why did you take the car with you?
Oh yeah, we saw a video of your lunar buggy going across the moon. Why did you take a car with you?
Oh, because I wanted to see as much of the moon as possible. I'm the first person to ever step foot on the moon, and I wanted to collect lots of different rock samples from lots of different places, lots of dust samples, and the lunar buggy was to help me get around, because it looks very flat from where you are, but it's actually lots and lots of mountains, so it takes a lot of climbing, a lot of getting up and over, so that's why I took the buggy with me.
Super, what a great question. Let's see who's not asked a question yet. Ethan goes.
What about the Milky Way galaxy?
Ethan would like to know about the Milky Way galaxy. What would you like to know about it?
What is inside the circle in the Milky Way galaxy?
Ethan would like to know what's inside the Milky Way galaxy that you can see.
I can see shooting stars, I can see lots of other planets, I can see the sun. Do you know what shooting stars are?
Yeah.
Oh, who could tell us what shooting stars are?
I can see one.
Alfie.
When you see one, you can wish what you want.
You can wish on shooting stars, but do you know what they are? Do you know what they're made of? Logan.
Made of like hard things, like metal.
Logan thinks they might be made of metal. Archie would, sorry. Archie would think they might be made of rocks. What are they made of? Did you hear that, Neil?
Sorry, yes. Rocks, shooting stars are rocks that are burning up in the sky, and that's why they look like shooting stars. That's why they look like they're burning. It's the actual rocks are on fire, and they leave a trail of fire behind them.
Super. I'm just going to have to ask everyone to all sit down on their bottoms because the people behind them can't see. Thank you. Right then, we've got time for a few more questions. Charlie, what's your question? No, you need one in your head when you put your hand up. What's your question, Alfie? You need one in your head when you put your hand up.
What does the sun look like?
What does the sun look like from where you are?
A bright glowing red ball, lots of fire.
Super.
Very, very bright, because there's no atmosphere to dull it.
Okay, Charlie, have you remembered your question? What was it, Charlie?
Can you see stars?
Can you see the stars?
Yes, we can.
I can see lots of stars, yes. The stars are actually other suns and planets.
Super. William, what's your question?
Because that's why you've got the mask on.
Says, is that why you've got the mask on? Why have you got the mask on and your helmet?
The colour is to protect it, but the colour of the mask is very much like sunglasses because it's so bright up here. That's why we have to have this dark mask on. And the helmet's to help me breathe.
Excellent. Right, a couple more questions. Archie Wood.
Why did you want to go in space?
Why did you want to go into space?
Oh, well, when President Kennedy in 1961 said, "We shall put a man on the moon," I thought, I want to be that man. How fantastic would it be to be the first person to ever step on the moon? And I just wanted to be that person. It was such an honour to be the first human being ever to step on the moon.
Fantastic. And do you mind if I ask a question, Neil?
That's fine.
How did it feel to be the first person on the moon? Was it exciting or was it a bit scary?
A little bit of both, because obviously we didn't know what to expect when we opened the door of the lunar buggy, so that was a little bit nerve-wracking. We didn't know much about the gravity at the time, so we didn't know how we could walk on the moon. But as I said, it was also very, very exciting. As well as being a little bit scary, it was very, very exciting.
Ah, glad to hear that. Right then, Erin, what's your question?
Can you see any UFOs?
Can you see any UFOs?
No, I've not seen any UFOs. I've not seen any little green men walking anywhere either.
Ah, no aliens then. Right then, Kyle.
Can you take the mask off when you're in space?
Well, because I'm in space, I can't take my mask off now because I wouldn't be able to breathe.
We don't want that. Cole.
What's your mask made out of?
Did you hear that? What's your mask made out of?
It's made out of a very light but very strong material called carbon. Because if it was too heavy, it's got to be very, very strong, so if anything hits me, it doesn't break. But it also has to be very, very light, or it would be very tiring to wear.
Super. Abigail.
Why was you jumping on the moon on video?
Why were you jumping on the moon in the video? So we saw you jumping.
Just to test out the gravity.
You're
just to find out what happened when we did it. Because we didn't know.
Fantastic. Let's see. Ethan Goldsborough.
Why was you singing?
So when we watched the video, we saw you when you were jumping. You were kind of singing a little tune as you were jumping. Was it just because you were so excited?
I was just having a little bit of fun, to be honest. I was so excited to be on the moon. I just thought I'd have a little bit of fun.
Super. Okay, I think we've got time for 2 more questions. Is that okay, Neil? So I'll ask Valneet.
Kyle wants to go. When are you going to come down from the moon?
Great question. When are you going to come down from the moon?
We've just got a few more rock samples, and then it will take us about a day and a half to get back down. We've got to fly back up to our service module, which is orbiting the moon at the moment, which means it's going round the moon, with our colleague, Michael Collins. He's in there. Then Buzz and I will go up to him, and then we get thrown from the moon all the way back down to Earth, and eventually we will come down in a little triangular sort of capsule with parachutes, and we'll land in the sea somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. And it will take about a day and a half, 2 days.
Super. Okay, the last question. Lucas.
Shooting star.
Now, Lucas, you have to have one in your head when you put your hands up. Preston.
Why do you have lots of buttons in your space rocket?
Super. Why do you have lots of buttons in your space rocket? So we've had a look inside.
Lots of buttons.
Yeah, we've had a look inside a couple of space rockets, and we know you have lots of buttons and levers in there.
Well, we have to control the temperature because it's very, very cold up here. We have to control the amount of oxygen that comes into the aircraft, into the spacecraft. We have to control the amount of gravity so that we're not floating around. Sometimes we have to eject bits, which means when I press a button, part of the rocket will fall away into space. And of course, we need to start the engines.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy day to talk to us, Neil Armstrong. And best of luck with getting all of the rest of the rock samples and with coming back down to Earth. Fantastic.
Thank you. And I hope you found it useful, Year 1.
What do we say, Year 1?